Hi guys, this is Leslie. Sorry about this. This is falling. It's Leslie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Happy to have you. Please consider liking and subscribing to my videos if you like this kind of content, which actually this kind of content is a little new for me. I don't usually talk about these kind of things, but because of this whole coronavirus situation, things are just really different, and the usual topics I would talk about seem to not be something I can really talk about right now. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and I just was listening to ABC, the anchor on the weekends, his name is Dan Harris. He had said something a couple of times. He wrote a book called 10% Happier, I think it's called. And he talks a lot about, I've been listening to this more and more about people referring to the mental health aspect of this crisis. And I was saying, oh, be positive, da, 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 da. And then I realized that there's also the people who are not just trying to be positive, but are actually fighting negativity. And that's what this is about. I did hear that they said that social distancing does not necessarily equal, does not mean that you cannot be socially engaged. I do consider myself very lucky. I'm going to move this down a little bit. I do consider myself really, really lucky because I have a family who I live with. I'm not by myself. I have a job that I'm still currently working at. I have a side business that I do on the weekends. I have children. I have healthy food. So I do think though that for a lot of people they may be feeling isolated and alone, and that they could be feeling feelings of negativity. I have to say that the other day, I think it was Thursday, 3 or 4 days ago, I woke up and I just was like, oh my gosh, another one of these days. Like, oh my gosh. And where I live outside of Philadelphia, it's been pretty rainy every single day. Or it's like one day is nice, next day is rainy, but the in-between day, it's for the last 10 days. The in-between day, it's still really chilly where we are. So it's just, right now it's Sunday and it was supposed to be nice, but I think it's kind of warm, but it was pouring yesterday where I live. Anyway, so what I wanted to say is that it's not just about being positive, it's also fighting negativity. I heard Kristen Chenoweth on the Today Show, and one of the things she said, which I thought was so great, they said, Kristen Chenoweth is a Broadway singer. You probably would recognize her. You should Google her name if you're not familiar with her, but she sang a song. And before she sang, someone said to her, one of the hosts said, what have you been doing? And she said, oh, I'm still me. I'm still do everything I always do. I still get up in the morning. I still eat my breakfast. I still have to worry about XYZ. I still do my lessons. I still do whatever it is that you do. You are still you. We're just all in this pause. We've all hit pause on our lives. And so I think it can be really tough on your emotional health, because for a lot of people, their identity has been, I am a teacher, I am the caretaker for people I'm a manager of a lot of employees, or whatever. And when you're home sitting in your kitchen like I am right now, it can seem a little overwhelming and you can feel like you're losing your identity, but you are still you. We are just going to get through this, all of us, and the goal is to be as positive. I am not a mental health professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that there are things that we all have to do. I know that I have a friend who reached out to me yesterday. She told me she was alone. I could tell she was a little sad, and so what I said was, why don't we, first nice day, come over, meet somewhere where we can just walk around, maybe 10 feet apart, just even seeing each other. I've noticed people are talking to each other through the windows of their car. I said, or you could just come over here, I'll pull my car out on the street and we can just talk on the street. I think she just wants to see somebody because she lives by herself. And anyway, so when you live by yourself, I think that can be hard. So it's not just about being positive, it's also very specifically fighting negativity. And one of the things I also heard the other day was that when you are feeling negative or anxious, which is a real problem for a lot of people, anxiety, that you can do what they refer to as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is you take a deep breath, you hold it for 5 seconds, and then you exhale. And then you start to connect with four, just physically touch four things just to keep yourself grounded. Smell three things. I think it was two things was something else, and one thing was reach out to one person. It even may be a colleague at work saying, hey, did you touch base on that project? Just make one human contact when you're feeling a sense of anxiety, and just, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say today. It's a real quick one. I just wanted to say, remember, not only do we have to stay positive, we also have to fight negativity, because since there is seemingly no end in sight at this point, and while we can use other countries as barometer, I think that China is starting to reopen now. That may not be true for us. So this is Leslie. Thank you for coming and watching today. Remember to take a deep breath, count back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is just a little silver lining that I'm saying that I'm doing, because I feel like we can all get through this together if we just help each other out. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like, subscribe and like my video. Thanks. Bye-bye.